Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the today's Hindu analysis where I will be going to cover the 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th May Hindu analysis, and I have already uploaded till the 7th May Hindu analysis where you can go and check out. It is in continuous series and also in the compiled form. Maybe I am not able to upload at a regular basis, but I have compiled every day Hindu analysis, and today I will also compiling the 4 days of current affair. And I know one day I was just one day I am late because I am going to upload on Sunday, but on the occasion of Mother's Day also, so I have to make some arrangements for and what if you are if for students, what you can do for your mother, that just for a simple gestures, for them, till you don't earn some efforts you can do only. So that's the thing only I can do. So that and I got exhausted, so I am not able to upload on yesterday. So that's why I don't want to grow the series. And on the Monday current affairs I will cover compiling a 4-day series. So let's start what we are going to cover. And tell me how's your Sundays went, and do you utilize in a productive way, because my exams are just over of my dentistry exams, and now I have just 10 days left for UPSC prelims, and it's a very less time. So I know it's a very crucial time, and it's also that time that you get you feel like should we quit because you are not enough ready, you are not prepared for it. Maybe this these feelings can be happen because this is a very crucial time. Many students who are preparing a lot, still they are thinking these type of thoughts are coming in their mind. And for myself, that I am preparing from last 1 year, but in the 3 to 4th month, just got 3 to 4 5 months, just got disturbed lot. And that's why I'm not able to do revise lot, so the lot of backlogs are left. But still, let's see, I have no chance to quitting of the exam, so I have to give it anyway. But so let it and just start the day with a positive note, that no matter what, just work hard and do your best, whatever the result is. uh, if you are if the result is good, then it's good, just prepare for the next. And if you're not, then again you are preparing from the starting. It's not sometimes the great things take time. So and this exams is just like that. You have to have a lot of perseverance, and discipline and consistency matters a lot. So you can't be impatient in this type of exams. So let's start without wasting time what we are going to cover. So I have only come with some important editorials and important newses that are in the new 4 days of continuous, about everything I will cover about the editorials, what is happening at international relations. Many questions going to be arises in exams also, because these days already the many relations have been made, and questions can be, if it not in prelims and means, definitely it will be asked. So let's have a recap. The front page is covering about the peace deal struck, and but the border remains tense. Second is covering about the Maharashtra. Let me just choose the pen. So Maharashtra cyber dippers argue peoples to be remain vigilant amid surge in online attacks. Conditions of a Nipah patients from the Kerala remain critical. Sorry. Just so next, covering about the kamikaze drones sent from Pakistan neutralized by army defense. At least 33 killed in Sudan in attacks blamed on the RSF. Fourth is covering the science editorial about the curious cases of yeast mold and developed brain defects. Fifth is covering the next editorials of the 10th May, where the BSF killed 7 terrorists amid Pak assaults. Sixth is about it's a time to protect the India from the heat. This is an editorial about this sprouting sustainable nutrition food system. Eighth one is covering about the next editorial of the India intercepts Pak missiles hit the air defense. Ninth is covering the page if the Rohingya foreigners center and deport them. OTT asked to remove the contents from Pak. 10th is covering about is social media defining the self-worth. And 11th is covering the next editorials about the Indian force hit the terror bases. So the next covering news about the India's force hit the Pakistan terror base and what are the sites we will discuss about here. 12th is covering about the King of Pahalgam terror attack the retaliatory streaks and road to the regulatory reform. 13 is the Pakistan complex web of terror network. 14 is about the senior cardinal urges the conclave voter to select a pope who will seek unity, and at least 12 civilians and 1 soldier kills in many injured in selling in Pakistan and in Jammu and Kashmir. 5th is covering about the first attacks of Pak's Punjab since 1971. So all these are we are going to cover. So let's start with the front pages with the detailed analysis with the Sunday editorial. So starting the Sunday with the Happy Mother's Day, and so she is something that always supports her and try to always find a time. You don't know what the future in future we're going to do and what the time will like time, and we are in preparation stage that we are thinking that in another when we are able to make money, so we'll celebrate anything, but don't wait for that perfect time, but because perfect time doesn't exist, just sometimes celebrate that moments might be that not able to see in future, so just don't leave that some moments for the hope in the future celebrations. So let's start with the peace deal struck but the border remains tensed. So after the border flare, let's have a timeline that rising the tension between India and Pakistan. So April 22, deadly terror attack and India receives a Pahalgam, 26 people dead. And April 24, India takes a diplomatic measure against Pakistan, including the Indus Water Treaty, in ambience, revocation to visas, Pakistan citizens. May 3, India announces the freeze of import of the good and exported by Pakistan suspend all the postal. May 7, Operation Sindoor targets the 9 areas. And May 7 to 10, intense hostilities among the LOC, international border with a military incident in Jammu Kashmir. And May 10, we have External Affairs Minister understanding to stop the firing and military activities. So these are the high alert areas. And after finally the 3 days of intense military hostilities, India Pakistan have reached the understanding about stopping military action of a firing and ceasefire is announced there, but still after that ceasefire we will cover in next pages. Also the ceasefire, after ceasefire still there is the Pakistan not stop with their activities, and India and Pakistan have today worked on understanding stoppage of firing and military actions. So it's a Sunday news. So this is covering. Declaration was followed by official briefly by Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, who said outraged for pausing the fire made by Pakistani on Sunday afternoon. So Director General Military Operation Pakistan called a military operation of India at 15 hours 3:35 IST, and this again take place on 12th May of 1200 hours. So the two sides of review will pause during the meeting on Monday, and as it comes a backdrop of intense hostilities, it is on the wholesome of ground. So border is to be stay alert with the peace deals. Second is the Maharashtra Cyber Department urged the people to remain vigilant and amid surges in online attacks. So to stay vigilant in the department addressing the Maharashtra police have warned about the malware infected files targeting individual user devices, and these files are sent to government as a related file, so that it's a probability of engaging with document is high and open can lead to the theft system surveillance. So already this is a crisis as hell, and many of the trying to the have a cyber crime, cyber frauds is existing a lot. So just stay aware about already incident happens in Maharashtra. The Maharashtra Cyber Department urges people to remain vigilant in online attacks. Next is the Nipah patients from Kerala remain critical. And Nipah virus is very important because continuously these are covering the news about the Kerala. So just have a look about the Nipah viruses. The condition of a 42-year-old woman affected the Nipah virus continued critical on Saturday despite receiving 2 doses of monoclonal antibody. And the patient had a minor symptoms. So it is ventilated exuded acute encephalitis syndrome and had a classical symptoms. She tested positive for dengue and hence Nipah was suspected there. So it is already and additional 37% were included in the contact, rising total to 94, while 40 of them are in Malapur district, 11 are in Palakkad district and Kozhikode district, while 53 are in a high risk category. So 6% from the high risk category are certainly in treatment of different hospitals. Next is about the kamikaze drones sent from Pakistan neutralized by Army Air Defense. So here the several biker YZ-3 kamikaze drones cross the international border toward the Amritsar in Punjab, and according to the official source, an attempt to strike populately residential areas. So here the breaching in the Indian Air Force, a source status. So the quick reaction of air defense gun position in depth border built ERD gunners brought the drones to mid-air, ensuring no debris fall in the civilian property and no casualties were sustained. So Wing Commander Vyomika Singh said on Friday night, Pakistan employed unmanned combat aerial vehicle UCAV drones and long-range weapons, loitering munitions and fighter jets to target the civilian and military infrastructure along the international border and line of control, more than 26 locations. And these explosive payloads are Turkish origin. So Turkey supplied these payloads also. It's a Turkish origin containing high explosive payloads intended to inflict a maximum damage on innocent civilians. And this is a new low in Pakistan repeated attempts for getting civilians. So it's India's layered air defense, which enhanced the ground-based radar system and had 6 locations from Leh. Sar Creek was 300-400 drones, preliminary text. So Acid Gardens drones are from the Turkey. Next is that 33 killed in Sudan, attack blamed on RSF. So the rapid support, there is a paramilitary rapid support forces at the war and army since April 2023. So attack came after the 6 straight days of RSF drone strike in army led to government of a wartime capital Port Sudan, damaged the key infrastructure, and it's a strike displaces camp in a vast western region of Darfur, risk the group said. Just go through one time. And next is the science article covering about the curious case of yeast modified to develop the brain defect. So it's a reticular hypoplasia. So it's a it's a rentocerebellar. It's hypoplasia type PSHS1. So it is a serious medical condition. At the present at the birth, and it's a impaired development of 2 brain regions, pons and cerebellum, and PSO patient shows a delayed development, diffuse weakness problems and movement and intellectual disability. So like there is a 4 sibling with a PHC1 of type B, where at the found to carry mutations gene called XOSCA3 and multi-protein complex cell called RNA. So they provided so RNA exosomes 1993, the East Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is primary to process the monitor and the turnover of cellular RNA. RNA exosome is a new finding. Here is the 2 paper of this in the journal RNA, and it's a genes genome genetics, and RNA molecule is in the working copy of genes. So it's a patient shows the different diffuse weakness, and the RNA exosomes discovered in 1997 responsible for its processing, monitoring and turning a cellular RNA. So major question is RNA exosomes, the forms of misdevelopment, and the newly study shows this. Just go through one time. So moving to the next editorial of covering the 10th May about the with the thought of the day, like the be the change that you wish to see in the world. So if anything you want to see in the others, like the way you want to visualize them, first change in yourself, develop that thing. Are you capable of thing that you are expecting in others? So always start with yourself first, and then found in the other person. So also for your own self development also. So the BSF killed the 7 terrorists amid Pak assault. The infiltration of attempt along the border in Samba sector of Jammu Kashmir on Thursday, killing at least 7 terrorists and down hundred of drones from Pakistan swarmed India skies during night. So these are the you can say that. So these are just covering the back series of current affairs. That what is steps initiated. I have already covered this Sunday. What happens initially. So you can see that it's a backlog. The current affair covering 8, 9, 10th. So here about the there's some cases like 3 civilians of 1 woman and 2 students were killed in Pakistan sorted to heavy caliber mortars sailing in villages along the line of actual control in a Baramulla, Kupwara and Poonch district of a Jammu Kashmir, and a cell fired from Pakistan landed just can be asked like what are the LOC areas and where this happened. Also these incidents happens. So what are the incidents taking place there? So and also the Nasir, there is a deceased woman Nargis Basir, a resident of Baramulla Uri, Tehra, and was hit by mortar shrapnel while travelling from Rosawari to Mohra. So blasts were heard and sirens sounded in the Jammu region on a Friday as the city plunged into darkness for a second consecutive night. And these said that the drones were also sighted in Jammu, Samba and neighbouring Pathankot district of Punjab, and they were being engaged. So there's a picture posted in the city of darkness captioning a blackout in Jammu Kashmir. The sirens were heard across the city. So aerial objects had been attempting to strike Jammu Kashmir posts and air force and paramilitary installations and the Pakistani bunkers. The video was captured by the handheld thermal images HHTI camera. Or next is the Pak uses 400 drones possible from Turkey. So they led to Sir Creek with about 300 to 400 drones on Thursday night. Wing Commander Vamika said on Friday that Pakistan also attempted to target the Bhatinda military station unarmed aerial vehicle UAV, which was detected and neutralized. And an air defense radar was destroyed by one of them, Wing Commander Singh, and the drones were possibly by a Turkish origin or need to test India air defenses. Next tutorial we are going to cover is about what are the how the Indians can be protected from the heat. So already Delhi has crossed the danger threshold, a temperature that is showed above 41 degrees Celsius. And there is extreme heat waves that affected everyone, and it is Indian millions of urban informal workers who are bearing the brunt of this slow moving disaster. So RBI of India has pointed out in 24 that extreme heat threatens the health and livelihood of occupationally exposed people, potentially causing projected 4.5% loss of India's GDP, and despite their considerable contribution, essential role and sheer numbers, and they are constantly excluded from planning. So what are the key challenges in the current heat action plans? So these are the plans guided by the National Disaster Management Authority and meant to prepare the cities for increasing frequent intense heat wave. So few HAP across the India, which are largely consistent working pattern, informal workers are largely invisible, like world's most treat heat waves temporarily. And it's NDMA 2019 that guidelines do not generally under the category of outdoor workers. The HAP lacks the protocol for occupational safety. City plans level take a generalized public health and awareness approaches neglecting livelihood. So the Ministry of Labour and Environment Urban Affairs help to operate independently in the absence of guidelines at central level. So globally, the cities are adopting the protection against the rising heat, and in the US, California and Oregon mandate employers to provide water, shade and rest break. So Ahmedabad HAP introduced adjusted working hours and shaded rest areas. And good practices innovation to do offer replicable work centric model for adapting urban livelihood to extreme heat. So what are toward the worker centric responses? First is that NDMA 2019 guideline must be updated explicitly, like there is a framework must map occupational vulnerabilities, and second, it is mandate the workers to participation in creation of city and state, and this cannot be top down exercises. Third is about the informal workers deserve the right to shared rest and cooling. We need to establish a shaded rest zone, hydrations, and points and community cooling. Next is that fourth is about innovation financing through the corporate social responsibility dedicated to city and as a part of citizen. Fifth is that it led to bigger shifting embedded effective of governing cities, heat adaptation, worker inclusion, and sixth at national level we need to interministerial task force on climate work, employment and housing urban affairs. So it must guide the cities to coordinate efforts, ensure accountability, and every city must appoint dedicated heat officer, someone emerged to manage and monitor heat response and to work across department. So next is covering about the sprouting sustainable nutrition sensitive food system. So here the data, some data that will reveal how much what is the hunger index and how much the persons are stunted, underweight, wasting. So the global food system facing significant challenges, and despite of being a major producer of milk, fruits, vegetables, grain, livelihoods, India struggles with nutritional issues which include undernutrition, overnutrition, alongside widespread micronutrient deficiency. So these are jeopardies. So what is the rank of India? It's 105. So it's 105 out of 127. It's a hunger index. And the sustainable development 2, 1 and 12, it's covering the whole aspect. Writer is telling about the first is a zero poverty, second sustainable goal in no hunger, and 12th it covered about the reduce the wastage of foods also and cleanness. So the data of a National Family Health Survey NFHS 2019 is a cause concern of life. There is a 35.5% is stunted. So 35.5% stunted, 31% are underweight, and 19.3% suffer from wasting. So obesity affecting is 24% of women, 22.9% of men, and additionally 57% of a woman reproductive age are anemic, underscoring the widespread issue of hidden hunger. So globally, the food system failure costs nearly $12 billion trillion annually through the health, nutrition, environment degradation. So transforming the food system, nutrition, sustainability and equity boost the national well-being and support the progresses on sustainable development goals. So food security is no longer just about hunger. It encompasses all malnutrition, including the diet-related non-communicable diseases. Millions of food diet producers struggle to find the healthy diet, and it's a purchasing power with the cost rising of purchasing power parity per person per day in $2.86 in 2017. So structural flaws are food system exhibited. So what is the transforming food system here? The healthy, safe food is accessible and affordable food for all. And to achieve the meaningful transformation, several key strategies must be implemented, like crop diversity, improving the post-harvest. It's a national sensitive community planning. A model enable local communities to address nutrition demand. So school-based nutrition programs such as Nutri Pathshala. School-based programs is Nutri Pathshala. And here is Nutri Pathshala. incorporating the biofortified grains population involving enhancing the public distribution PDS, midday meal schemes with a nutrient-rich indigenous, and private sector must contribute by moving beyond the conventional food organization and QR codes on packaging, innovative fortification. So to achieve the sustainable development goal, it's 2, 3, and 12. Sorry, it's a zero hunger, good health, well-being. 12 is good wealth and well-being. So responsible consumption production is place-based, and it's a place-based by innovation. Research by Terry and the Food of Land Use Coalition following Himalayas has highlighted the importance of socio-technical innovative bundles. So the health of nutrition sector are vital in depriving the transformation nutrist and inquiring the inequality to promote the resilience. So these are. So Hyderabad is gear of the host 72nd Miss World pageant already, and it's a Telangana festival. So rich culture and hospitality, and World Festival is about to empowering communities, celebrating diversity and making lasting impact through the shared commitment to beauty with purpose. Moving to the next is about. So India intercept Pak missile hits the air defense. So day after the India hit a multiple terror infrastructure, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Operation Sindoor. Early hours of Thursday launched a substantial number of missiles and launching the municipal targeting civilians. So late night and evening, Indian Naval Defense System intercepted and destroyed 8 missiles fired by Pakistan toward the Satwara, Samba, Arispura and Arnia in Jammu. So it's the loitering that munition targeting the air defenses and location in Lahore has been neutralized. The military location targeted by Pakistani drones and missiles in Avantipuram, Srinagar, Jammu Kashmir, Pathankot, Amritsar and Kapurthala. Bhatinda, so these are the locations where it is. So 100 is killed in the operation. In hardcore terrorists were killed, and 9 cross-border strikes made by Indian on Wednesday morning, and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh told this. And according to the multiple leaders who attended meeting, Mr. Saz told them the intent objective of government have been achieved, and he has to go. Government has no interest in escalating the stimulations. Congress President Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge expressed disappointed at the absence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the meeting. Moving to the next is if a Rohingya or a foreign center can deport them. So already we are in that stage that we are in threatened stage, and if we allow someone from the outside the immigrants in our own country, then it can be a threat to our country. So it is better to be deport them. So Rohingya are found to be the foreigners under the Foreign Act, and they will be dealt by the centers in accordance with law. So there is a 3-judge bench headed by Justice Surya Kant, and hearing the petition challenges identified by refugees by United Nations Commission Refugees, it's UNHCR, and the petitioner represented the senior advocate Colin Gonsalve and advocate Prashant Bhushan claimed a non-refoulement which have anyway declared stateless. So lawyer referred to the media for reports claiming that some of their clients alongside of the women, children, all of whom were UNHCR card holders. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta for a center submitted that India was not a signatory to UN Convention on Refugees. So Section 3 of a Foreigner Act to issue in order to prohibit, the regulate, the restrict entry or departure of a foreign. So there is a right to life exists and due to the process Article 21 and right to equality Article 14 were available to all, and a fundamental right to reside and settlement in any part of India under Article 19(1)(e) was only available to Indian citizens. Like you don't have to ask right to settle here, and this is the, if their refugees have a right to stay here, it will be acknowledged. However, if they do not have right, they will be deported as per procedure. So it is not threat to our country that if we are keeping just so next is about the OTT asked to remove the content from Pak. So Broadcasting Ministry has advising to over the top OTT and media streaming platforms intermediate to services operating in the India to operating in India to discontinue the discontent of Pakistani origin immediate effect. So in the interest of a national security, all the OTT platforms, media platforms of intermediaries operating in advised to discount web series, films, podcasts and other streaming media that is available on subscriptions. So moving to the next is about, like, is the social media defining the self-worth? So there was a case about one social media influencer. Here it is written as an entrepreneur. So maybe so how the followers, decreasing followers led to a people cost their lives. All their lives is defined with number of followers. So writer is just discussing about that today's generations all relying on their social media, their number of followers that defining their self-worth, and they just have a living in that illusion world where how the social media can take a toll on a mental health, particularly that of youngster. Like Netflix series adolescents dragged us willy-nilly into world of teenagers, and an adult thought that they understood but were actually far off from mark from. So is the social media defining self-worth? So how it is changing the way people from their identity? If so, in what ways? So there's a identity formation is such important happening in that stages, and most approval of the pretty trick is the scary because lines between authentic and self-expression and very algorithm driven self-curation. So additionally we must social media's influencers are usually accused of creating this plastic happy world where lives are like a growing subscriber life, where live likes and growing subscriber count are primary gratification. Is it right? Like the writer is saying that I think their entire ecosystem reward is the performance, this show, and punishes the vulnerability. At lot so-called influencer do a very high stake games, and algorithm does favor their glossy aesthetic, gritty truth. So yes, influencers are guilty, but I think the entire ecosystem influencers are just a symptom. So just writer have a discussion about their how it is defining their worth. So just have a go through it, impact or whatever it is, how it is affecting way. So next is about, so India forces hit the Pakistan terror bases. So I am going in a reverse way. So it is already happened it is above of 8 main current affair. So if you're updated with the current affair, and this is you can also consider this a revision series, that what are the 9 sites we've already gone through the current affair. So this video is also helpful for you as a revision series also. So here the 24 precision strike the hit infrastructure across the 9 sites, and this is a trained terrorist in Pakistan POK. So what are the 9 sites here? So the precision capability strike the conducted between 1:05 am and 1:30 am Wednesday, and 5 sites hits in POK and 4 across the international border. So these are the what are the where are the terrorist camps in POK? Rajasthan. It's a Syed Na Bilal, Chalbagi, Dulan, Batrasi, Okchi, Sena, Kotli, Tungi, it's Mehzua, Zoya, and Murikide. So not attacking in on any civilians, on any military. They are just attacking on the terrorist bases, terrorist camps. So Operation Sindoor against the terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and POK occupied. The Indian Armed Forces carried 24 precision strikes on 9 different in 25 minutes in an early hour of Wednesday, targets within a span. So it is right to respond of an attack on its soil, and referring to his Pahalgam attack, his armed force scripted history by actioning the precision, caution and compassion. So entire air defenses network has been put on the highest state of alert in anticipations of a counter response from Pakistan. So India has demonstrated a considerable restraint. However, the Indian armed forces fully prepared to it. So it's a non-escalatory actions is like to act on terror against the stressing that were mean measured at non-escalatory, proportional and proportionate and responsible. So he asserted as a per plan targets were destroyed, no civilian population was harmed, and strikes were conducted between 1:05 am to 1:30 am. So on the Wednesday, which was announced by Defense Ministry after the in that statement, so no Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of targets. 12 Jammu and Kashmir civilian, one soldier killed in Pak selling. Were injured as a Pakistani resorted to heavy mortar shelling and firing in Fort Rusty close to Losi. It is responding in proportionate. So it's a kin of Pahalgam terror attacked the retaliatory strikes. So these are the family members of Pahalgam terror attack and welcoming the retaliatory strikes by Indian Armed Forces on Wednesday. Many express a gratitude to the force of swift and fitting responses. So there's a Rajesh Narwal, the father of Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who was among the 26 people in a terror on Pahalgam attack, said India's responses will force Pakistan-based terrorists to think 100 times before killing Indian citizens. When the Pahalgam incident happens, you came home and asked what is expected from government. My answer is that I had faith in our government. Also a photo of a Navy Lieutenant wife Himan C grieving beside her husband bodies. So these are the tragic incidents. The brutal incident that is taken and how they lost their Sindhus. That's why the name is defining as Operation Sindhu. They're targeting only the men and letting and targeting the civilians. So Indian Armed Forces have given a condolences, and also the soon as the news of Operation Sindhu reached out the bereaved family in West Bengal, many said it would help them to cope their grief. And this is the best revenge that anyone could take. What is the situation of their family that they lost their loved ones, and and at least this Operation Sindhu can at least help to have some grief, at least cope up with this some grief. So all are the persons who their family they had to stay strong and just have a faith in their government. Next is the editorial about the road to regulatory reform. So how the road accidents lead the life, and what are the some schemes already meant to prevent from the tragic happens incidents that take places by the roads. So India is a unique among the emerging economies, as with the growth is been driven primarily. So from the economy from 1980 until now, the share of manufacturing in India, gross value added to crept, and marginally it's up to 16% to 7.5%. So what account for is unique feature of Indian economy rather than the cell center or a software is seen as the archetype of industry. So it's a changing as a growth of services brings them in limelight. To recount same experiences in regard to a few years back, an inspector visited a modern office services by company and snake pit meant to trap the snacks and any regulation mandate all establishment. So another occasion second sorry, just have a wait for 1 minute. So there is need to go through the some labor laws and factories act with a fine tooth comb. There is need for reform for ease doing businesses and to curb the regulatory cholesterol regime. So it's basically it's a roadmap to regulatory reforms. Now the road accidents, I'm basically giving example as examples that how anything that happens at a and if giving forming a map directions that will lead to changes the line that. So writer is just giving a roadmap to regulatory reforms so for ease of business and help to entrepreneurs on the ground of factors market land labor, these are all. So just go through one time. Next is that the Pakistan complex web of terror network. So here the LET emerged in 1990 as a Pakistan premier proxy organization against India, where the Muhammad Samid, a designated terrorist, operating it in international despite international sanction. So Jaish-e-Mohammed operational history include 2001 Indian Parliament attack, 2019 Pulwama suicide bombing where 40 persons were killed, and the Fidain suicide attack scene. The group panel Fidain suicide attack in Kashmir have demonstrated the sophisticated capabilities. April 25 Pahalgam attacks killing 26 civilians and forensically linked to LET operatives trained in Pakistan demonstrated enduring threat. So it's a Lashkar-e-Taiba. A key outfit to Lashkar-e-Taiba is emerged in 1990 as Pakistan's premier proxy organization. It's a proxy organization under against India. It operates under Hafiz Muhammad Saeed, a designated terrorist operating, and includes Zafar Iqbal, Muhammad Yahya Muadir, and these are those. So let's infrastructure around and market Taiziba. So it's a violent LA doctrine, a conservative faction with a strict law. Where there's 26 Mumbai attacks where 166 people were killed, 2006 Mumbai train bombing, 2009 killed, in the direct hand in the 2010 German bakery bombing, Poon 17 killed. So these are the incidents that happened, and how these centers are like the Soviet Afghan war of inflection point where Pakistan inter-services intelligence were backed by US fundings. Recent data has confirmed the terrorism. So these are the web of terror networks. The force of Financial Action Task Force have a great list since 2008 for following the dismantle financing network. S-wing operational units retired via the military personals. Forces a senior cardinal urges to conclave voters to select a pope who will seek unity. So here about the pomp, drama and solemnity that Catholic Church has been. 33 cardinals will begin. And opening the most geographically the conclave faith 2000 history, the Dean Colleges of Cardinal and arguing to voters to set aside all the personal interest. And chapel is Sistine Chapel later on Wednesday. So hailing from 70 cardinals sequestered outside the world, the phones are under airwaves and can be jammed to prevent all the communication until they find a new ladder. So it's a cardinal attended the Holy Mass presided over Cardinal Giulio Battista in Vatican on Wednesday. Where is Vatican? Just locate in the map city. Question can be asked. Is in current affairs. So next is that heard about the Dropo tank of fighter jet that fell in a Neon Pampur approximately 18 km from Srinagar. So at least 12 civilian and 1 soldier killed and many injured selling in Pak in Jammu and Kashmir. And the 3 women and 3 children were killed. 51 injured. Pakistani army requested to heavy mortar shelling and firing from the villages, hitting scores. One of the Indian soldier killed in unprovoked shelling and Pakistani army's testifications in Rajouri and Poonch district in Jammu and Kashmir, Baramulla district in Asmir Valley, and residents living close to border areas. So these all for today. Last one is the first attack in Pak Punjab since 1971 for 4 of 9 strikes carried out under the Operation Sindoor in Pakistani territory. First time India has carried out the strikes that were since 1917 Bangladesh liberation. So attack was chosen to connect the series of terror attacks, 26/11 Mumbai attack, Pathankot attack, and the government has deployed 2 women officers to brave the media. Involved in operation Colonel Sophia Qureshi from Army Wing and Wing Commander Vamika Singh from the Indian Air Force IAF. After the initial statement by Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. So among the targets were Marcus of Taiba in Murdikian, headquartered in Lashkar-e-Taiba by Hafiz Saeed, around 25 km of international boundaries. So terrorists were maintained. So women officers here in the Corps of Signaling, the presently the commanding the unit, and she was selected for role of military observer. Democratic Republic Congo in 2006. In March, officer at the Army of Contingent and also the Wing Commander Singh is helicopter pilot, flying Cheetah and Chetak with the over 2500 hours of flying to her credit, and she is currently posted at Directorate Operation Media in Public Relation. So synchronized strikes is like the mutations struck in the synchronized avoid detections, maximize real-time footages, unmanned. So another important target is Markaz Shubnam Allah in Balawar and headquarter of Jasima Moda, around 100 km from Trani. So these all we are just go have a look through. So almost ending this editorial with the summary. Front page covering what the peace deal struck, but border remains the same. Secondly, about the Maharashtra cyber to depart and argue peoples to remain vigilant. Condition of Nipah patient from Kerala remains critical. Third is about the kamikaze drones from Pakistan to neutralize the army and defense. And Sudan attacks the blamed in RSF. Next is about the BSF killed 7 terrorists amid Pak assaults. It's time to protect the India's walk-up from heat, where they covered the editorial in detail. Sprouting the sustainable nutrition sensitive food system, and Hyderabad geared the host 72 Miss World pageant today. 9th is about Rohingya foreigner centers can deport them. OTT asked to remove the content from Pak. 10th is about the social media influencing their self-worth. 11th covering about the optimism. India forces hit the Pakistan terror base. 12th is about the Keen of Pahalgam terror attack, the held a retaliatory strike, a road to regulatory reform. 13th is about the Pakistan complex web terror network. 14th covering about the senior cardinal urges to conclave voters to select the Pope. So the senior cardinal urges conclave voters to select a Pope who will select immunity, and at least 12 civilian and 1 soldier killed and many injured in shelling by Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir. And 15th is first attack in Pak Punjab since 1971. So these all for today. In the next editorial, we're going to cover the compilation of 4-day series. So wait for it. And till now, just have a go through the previous videos where I have updated from the January 1. So you can just go through for as a revision series. It will help me a lot. Trust me. And if you're new to my channel, just subscribe it. Just stay updated to the current affairs editorials. And thank you for connecting till the last. Hope you will like it, and if also not, just give me feedback, suggestion. It's mattered a lot to me. It helped me in improving at my drawbacks, if anything that is missed, and if I'm not covering in a well. So you can just give me feedback and suggestion through it. I will try to improve in my next video. So thank you for today. Next tutorial we will meet. Till now, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and study well. Thank you and good night.